Plans for the proposed Hunter Lake are moving forward despite a federal agency not recommending that project. CWLP wants to build a second water source to prevent a drought and create a recreational space as well. The project was introduced nearly 60 years ago, and our Kyra Willis has more on the EPA recommendation and what Hunter Lake could mean for Sangamon County.
In what's turned into a decades-long effort to create a second water source for Springfield, the federal EPA says they are not able to recommend the Hunter Lake project to move forward.
They're wanting us to look at some specific details of the project a little closer. So specifically, one example would be the mitigation plans for stream and wetlands. The things that they've commented on that are material in nature will have to be addressed and published in the final SCIS document.
But CWLP says the feedback from EPA won't stop the process of getting a permit because the agency isn't making the final decision.
And it doesn't change our course of direction. It was a letter that we anticipated receiving, and we anticipated having to address the comments that they provided in the letter, and we're in the process of doing that.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers will decide if the lake gets permitted. They received over 400 comments on the latest permit application that will be addressed and incorporated into the final environmental impact statement.
We're making a determination whether those comments are valid, and if the comments do have some validity and can impact the permitting process based on whatever applicable laws or regulations that they're having to use at the time and must consider as part of a permit evaluation.
Marshall says the process is constantly changing, which is why the lake has not been permitted yet. But the Sierra Club is siding with the federal EPA.
It would destroy over 600,000 trees and around 10% of the remaining forests in all of Sangamon County, and that's a pretty big deal. It's just an ecological disaster as well as a financial disaster, in my opinion.
And thank you, Kyra. The lake was first recommended in 1965 to prevent droughts similar to what occurred during the 1950s.
That's right, AJ. And if this project gets the green light, it will then go to City Council for approval. CWLP says that decision will be made during spring of next year.